A few things I learned while watching The Conjuring. 1. Never buy an old farmhouse without knowing its history. 2. Always have a vial of holy water on hand, just in case. And 3. Don't watch this movie alone if you scare easy. John Airy here with AintItCool.com, talking today about James Wan's The Conjuring, a horror film that has lots of scares and spreads them evenly throughout its runtime. The movie follows a husband and wife paranormal investigation team in the 1970s as they take on the case of a haunted farmhouse. Think of them as a pair of much more serious Ghostbusters without the proton packs. The family living in the house have their lives threatened by a group of angry spirits with a history of murder and Satanism, and our old school Ghostbusters must exorcise the demons before it's too late. This film has the 3 T's that make up a good horror movie: tone, tension, and thrills. The setting in the 70s and using the same kind of imagery from horror heavyweights like The Exorcist, The Omen, or Rosemary's Baby, it gives it a nice throwback vibe that immediately compares itself to those films. That's a ballsy move, but for the most part the movie lives up to the reputation of its predecessors. It holds an air of tension that only briefly lets up, giving you a chance to catch your breath, and then it bears down on you again, keeping you in a state of near constant dread. The thrills are evenly divided up into jump scares and big payoffs. Director James Wan sets up a series of terrifying scenarios, each with a well-orchestrated build-up, some ending with a faux fright, with others delivering a big wallop with a demon or a ghost. Most of the frightful moments have been set up through some good cinematography and some really tight camera shots. The screen composition on a lot of these shots is really fantastic, making you feel embedded with the family and the paranormal investigators as they look through this old farmhouse for ghosts. There's a scene in particular where they go down into the cellar and the camera just holds itself on this one shot and allows you to scan around with your own eyes, looking for shadows or the feet of a ghost behind a curtain. It's really thrilling and it makes you feel immersed in the experience. Another thing I like about the movie, the performances from the ensemble cast are strong from top to bottom. The 2 paranormal investigators, they're super serious without a hint of camp.
Well, we've been called ghost hunters, paranormal researchers.
But we prefer to be known simply as Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Ron Livingston and Lily Taylor, they're the parents, and you feel so much empathy for them. And every kid actor in this movie, you just want to jump into the screen and save them from the terrors that they're facing. They really sell the kid in peril aspects of the movie well. If I had to find something to complain about, later in the movie there's some schmaltzy scenes between the 2 paranormal investigators. It just slows down the pacing of the film as they over-explain their devotion and their love for each other. These few scenes really felt unneeded and didn't really give us anything new about the characters. Earlier in the film, these characters, they have these raw, emotional, dire situations that draw them together and perfectly lay out their relationship and their feelings towards one another. We didn't really need to reinforce the relationship with the extra heavy-handed dialogue from these later scenes. Also, the jump scares bordered on overuse.
When the music stops, you see him in the mirror standing behind you. Look what she made me do.
If James Wan had placed 1 or 2 more of these in the film, it would have been a big turnoff for me. Luckily, he pulls back just before crossing that threshold. Overall, The Conjuring is an exhilarating thrill ride, meant to be watched with the lights off. Bonus points if you can watch it with the lights off, alone, on a dark and stormy night. It's a lot of fun. But those are just my thoughts. What are yours? I'd love to hear your thoughts on The Conjuring. Leave your comments below or hit me up on Twitter, and keep checking in with AintItCool.com for more news and reviews. I'm John Airy.